Hey, this is Bryson with Dimes for Dollars here, and today I have a 2-box penny hunt. That's 5,000 pennies. I'll be looking for wheat pennies, Indian cents, Canadian cents, errors and varieties, and anything else that might be cool in these 2 boxes of pennies. After last week's hunt where we found that Indian head cent, I'm really excited to see what these 2 boxes hold. So without further ado, let's get into it, and I'll bring you in on our first find. Well, we're off to a good start. We're on the very first roll here, and we have a wheat cent. And that's going to be a 1944 Denver. Awesome, that's a good way to start the hunt. I'll bring you in on our next find. Very next roll, and we have wheat penny number 2 here. This time it's a 1944 San Francisco. Roll number 3, wheat penny number 3. This one's going to be a 1955 Denver. Well, we're now 19 rolls from the end, and it definitely slowed down after that hot start. But we finally have wheat penny number 4 here. It's a 1958 Denver. Very next roll now, and we actually have 2 wheat pennies, which is kind of odd considering our big drought there, but I'll take it definitely. We have a 1944 Philadelphia right here. Then back here we have wheat penny number 2 for this roll. And that's going to be a 1957 Denver. Very next roll now, and we have another wheat cent. This one is going to be a 1947 Philadelphia. We're now 5 rolls from the end, and we have wheat penny number 7. And it's going to be an oldie. We have a 1930 Denver. I'm not sure if that's a harder date to come across, so I'll look at it off camera. And if it is, I'll bring you back. Otherwise, I'll bring you back on our next find. 2 rolls later, and we have wheat cent number 9 here. It's going to be a 1951 Denver. Very next roll, and we're going to have number 10. And this one is a 1948 San Francisco. Well, that's it for the first box. It was a pretty good box. Even though we had that drought in the middle, we ended up with 5 Canadians, a handful of S-mints, 4 really nice shiny copper pennies, memorial cents that is, and a few other ones. We got 4 50s wheat pennies. We got 5 from the 40s. And we even got a 1930 Denver. So that was a good start to this hunt. So I'll bring you in on the second box once we flip it over. If there's any wheat penny enders, I'll bring you in. Otherwise, I'll bring you in on our first find. 5 rolls into box number 2 now, and we're going to have our first wheat cent here. And that's going to be a 1956 Denver. We're at roll number 10 now, the second box, and we have wheat cent number 2 here. And judging by those wheat ears, it might be an oldie. And it is 1917 Philadelphia. Well, that's a good sign. I'm glad to have it, and hopefully there's more to come. 2 rolls later now, and we have wheat cent number 3 here. This one is a 1951 San Francisco. We're now 15 rolls into box number 2, and we have wheat cent number 4 here. This one's going to be a 1952 Denver. Roll number 23 here, and we're going to have wheat cent number 5. That is going to be a 1952 Denver. 28 rolls in now, and we have wheat penny number 6 here. It's going to be a 1958 Denver. Roll number 33 now, and we actually have 2 wheat cents in this one. We have a 1950 Denver right here. And then back here we have another one poking out. Let's see what that one is. And it's going to be another 1950 Denver. What are the chances of that? 2 50Ds in the same roll. That's funny. Alright, anyways, we have 17 rolls left to go. I'll bring in our next find. Well, that's going to do it for the second box. We didn't find any more wheats in those last 17 rolls, which is kind of a bummer, but we still had some good finds. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to clean up. I'm going to sort this out, check for errors, and then I'll bring you in with a wrap-up. Alright, well I'm back with a wrap-up. Unfortunately, we didn't find any errors, but that's typically how it goes. We got a lot of estimates. We got 67 here. We got 9 Canadians, including a 2010, which is actually a little bit harder to come by. Those last years were a little lower mintage. We got a bunch of somewhat shiny and pretty shiny copper memorial cents. Always nice to have those. We got 11 50s wheat pennies here. We got 5 from the 40s. We got that 30D. And we even got that 1917 Philadelphia. Well, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video.